Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of City of Destiny, a part of the Untold Stories Project. Tonight's episode is titled Transcendence. I am your host and game master, Aaron. City of Destiny is an actual play of Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG. Hold on a moment. Hush you. Mutants and Masterminds City of Destiny is an actual play of Mutants and Masterminds, the world's greatest superhero RPG from Green Ronin Publishing, using concept and themes derived from the Emerald City sourcebook, and is set within the connected version of Earth Prime that can be seen in many other offerings from the Untold Stories Project. Mutants and Masterminds is a D20-based system which lets players and GMs create stories featuring all of the greatest heroes of their imagination. It is one of my all-time favorite systems, and one of the things that I love most about it is its inclusion of hero points. Now, these are that special in-game currency that let our heroes re-roll a die, take an extra action, recover from a dangerous condition, or use their powers in new and creative ways. Our heroes each start with one of these hero points, and they can get extra hero points for good role-playing, funny jokes, unfunny jokes, clever decisions, and for me using their weaknesses against them, and finally, by your generosity. If you subscribe, renew a subscription, or donate bits to our stream, you will generate a hero point that can be given to the player of your choice. We are a small but growing streaming network. All of those likes, follows, subscribes, and whatnot help grow our little PL6 network into the PL14 powerhouses we hope to become. So let's meet our players for tonight, shall we? Say, science, heroes.
Science.
Heroes. That was really good.
Yeah. Heroes, let's go ahead and have you introduce yourselves. Tell us your name, who you're playing, and answer our question of the week, which is, and it's appropriate since the title of our show, does your character believe in destiny? Why or why not? And just to mix it up, I'm going to start us off with our Star Knight, Gary.
All right, Cam Cole, the Star Knight, down to 176 text messages. And he absolutely believes in destiny, and even more so in the past 6 months. Just the fact that, he's living his dream as an actor, and, one of the things that he liked even growing up and being an actor was sword play. He got really good with the sword, ends up being a hero with a sword. So just the way the stars are aligning for him, I think it's kind of shifting his thoughts a bit, and definitely believes in destiny. I am going to throw it over to Alex.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex. I'm the line developer for Mutants and Masterminds, Green Ronin Publishing, as well as the creative director around here, the U.S. Untold Stories Project. And today I will be playing Crucible, aka Ethan Blackwell, aka the Spirit Halloween of Magnetism, because my powers are gone and it's not October. As for my answer to the question of the day, I think Ethan does believe in destiny. I think he has a very dramatic view of the world and an all or nothing sort of black and white take on things right now, because he's still very young and he's still learning how to human, and he believes that he has found his destiny. And with that, I'll pass it over to my partner in crime, Aunt Puppy.
Hi, I'm Aunt Puppy. I play Keone. Keone at first did not believe in destiny. Even with her powers being naturally thrusted upon her by birth. She just really didn't think it was a destiny thing. She just thought it was happen chance, and, kind of like the mutants in X-Men. It was just like her gene just happened to be mutated to have ice powers. But now she is very clearly and obviously on a path of destiny, and has now been forced to agree with that destiny is a real thing. So I guess now she believes in destiny. But yeah, starting out, she did not. So with that, I will pass it over to Gem E.
Hi. I'm Jemmy. I will be playing Bella or Hexa, I guess, because that's finally been determined. Um, and to answer the question of the day of does the witch believe in destiny? Yes. But her belief is very interesting with it because it's that I know that fate has a course, and whatever milestones fate has set, it will happen. But she also still believes that there is autonomy in it, and that while some things might be predetermined, there are things that are still happen chance, and there are things that your own actions can decide. It's just that there are, general things that are set to happen. And what the fates deem needs to happen will happen. That's just how it goes. But with that, I will pass it over to my name double, almost, Jenny.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jenny. I am playing Portal, the superhero with the ability to create discs of teleporting something. And to answer the question of the day, I think Peter's a very live in the moment kind of person. So he's probably never really even given any thought to the idea of destiny. But if he were forced to kind of sit down and think it through, I think he would say, no, there is no such thing as destiny, because I think he feels that his actions and his choices need to matter, especially given kind of the way his life has gone and how much of everything is based on the choices and actions that he himself has made. So yeah, I don't think he's a destiny kind of person. I am going to pass it to Calvin. I don't think you went.
Yep. All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Calvin, and I guess playing off the intro. Tonight, I am playing the scientific Spider Queen. And to answer the question of the week, I think Destiny goes against Spider Queen's whole philosophy, because her whole thing is like, if her inaction, her not doing something good is equally as harmful, like her not choosing to do something good rather, is equally as harmful as someone choosing to do something bad if she can stop it. So the idea that it's not a choice at all in the first place, that she doesn't have to actively take the responsibility to make that decision to do the right thing at any point in time, I feel like that would, like, the idea of just taking away that decision making, that it's just something she falls into because it has to happen. It just sort of runs counter to her whole thing. So no, she doesn't believe in destiny, but she does believe in putting too much pressure on herself to make certain choices at every given second of any day. And with that, I'll pass it back to our GM.
All right. I, of course, can't think about even the phrase destiny without immediately being transported back to watching Young Frankenstein. And when Frederick finally accepts that he is a Frankenstein and does the destiny, no escaping destiny. Hilarious as Gene Wilder does it. So
Answer the question for Tommy.
Oh, for Tommy?
Yeah.
Tommy.
They just want to start a fight with my boyfriend.
No, Tommy is actually very much in the same camp as Peter. Tommy, first of all, despite seeing magic, Tommy is a very scientifically minded person. So he very much believes in cause and effect, and the idea of some fate that is above and beyond your actual choices, that doesn't make any sense to him at all.
I work with them.
Huh?
Yeah, I work with them.
Yeah.
Any sufficiently advanced technology.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Oh, yeah, the Fates are coming to Mortis's wedding, so I guess that sort of answers that question.
Oh, that's fun, because the Fates actually specifically wrote Bella's skein.
Oh.
So
They
anyway,
work with the fates.
huh?
She works with the fates.
Yeah.
Just because a bunch of old ladies with magic powers call themselves the Fates doesn't mean anything.
Only one of them looks old.
It's true.
I didn't say they looked old. I said they were old.
Anywho, when last we saw our heroes, basically they were all in a state of trauma from having dealt with the events of the previous day, with the possible exception of Peter.
Peter's been pretty relatively unscathed this whole season.
So far. Whitney turned this trauma into an opportunity to perform a magical ritual, something that Bella caught her doing. After doing said scrying the following morning, everyone slowly got back together, and rather than actually share information or deal with their trauma, decided instead to jump into a portal straight to the Chessman base underneath the city hall, where Whitney had scryed to find her missing aunt, even though Crucible was powerless, depending instead on some Aegis equipment Tommy had given him.
People are in trouble.
So we left off at the end of the first round of combat, with Kione having frozen a whole bunch of the knights in the room, Spider Queen having paralyzed 2 more, and Hex blasting away at 1 pawn robot while Ethan shot another. It is now the knights' turn. So let's see what they plan to do, shall we?
No.
So we've got a lovely little combat map up.
A map.
Oh Lord, they're coming.
I mean, it's the same map that you guys were already on, but
Oh, I have one right next to me. Uh-oh.
yeah. So good news, bad news. Good news, the 2 knights that Spider Queen paralyzed are, well, paralyzed. The bad news is that all of the knights that Kione froze are helpless and immobilized, or defenseless and immobilized, but
Not
are
helpful.
still able to draw guns and shoot.
Yep.
Ooh.
So, let's see. I think that knights 10 and 13 are both going to open fire on our witch,
That's fair.
because she's right up in their face, and, well, frankly, she scares them.
What, you mean the one shot of the robot?
Yeah. Oh, Bella, can you give me a will save?
Why?
No reason.
24?
Okay. All right, so 2 knights are going to fire at you.
Is this subtle, or do I
redirecting
know I
what?
just made a will save?
What?
Is this subtle?
Yes, actually.
Okay then. I was like, does Bella know she just made a will save, or?
Subtle
Nope.
wouldn't mean that you don't know you made a will save. That would be the one that begins with an I, whose name I'm blanking on.
Insidious?
Insidious.
Yes.
Yes. It's both.
Oof.
Sorry, Bella, you're screwed.
Don't worry, I'm fine. I have a really good will.
You do.
And potentially an ability I get to show off today.
Yes, you do. All right, so anywho, yes, they're going to fire their Gatling laser at you.
Really mean.
And I'm
The
going to
first one
redirect
is going... Huh?
and I'm going to redirect more.
You don't have to. I will be fine.
So the first one was just going to aid the other one, and they will successfully aid.
Oh yeah, I can
So-
make that DC save easily.
So he will get a plus 5 to his hit roll.
Hitting me is not the problem.
Yep, for a 31 to hit.
Yeah.
How much does that exceed your dodge?
By a lot.
Okay, so then the DC is actually 29 because it has multi attack.
I got a 31 to redirect.
Okay, and the way deflection works, you count as the attacker, I believe.
Think so?
No, I think they're still the attacker.
No, I think I am the attacker because I'm rolling to hit their DC. They set the DC.
They set the DC.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Okay.
And
That's
I
gonna
think
go
I'm
good
going to
official.
redirect it. All we got is humans, whose hearts will explode if we hurt them. So I think I'm gonna like aim it all at like this window right here, so that we can maybe see in what's going on in there.
Which window?
This one right here next to Night 7.
Oh, okay. Trying to break the ice that Keone coated that area with?
Yeah, trying to be able to see. I will take 10 to hit because it's a wall.
Right. And that will shatter it because it's ice. It's not that strong. So you should be able to see in there now.
I am still seeing as if there's a wall there.
Yeah, me too.
Huh. Uno momento.
Let me in.
So, fun fact, when you make a defend action, if the attacker equals or exceeds your opposed check, they do hit you.
Oh.
Because
Well,
you are the defender. You're defending against the attack.
we will keep that in mind for the next time then.
Yeah, yep.
I think I've also got a
Other
+2
people who could
circumstance
shoot me.
because of improved defense anyway.
Okay, now you should be able to see in there.
Yes.
Yep, no, I can.
Okay. So that was, yes, Knights 10 and 13. Knight 12 is going to shoot at Portal because, well. Portal, I need a will save from you, please.
Oh, but I don't wanna. I got a 16.
Okay. Then they will Gatling laser you. Bada poo. That will miss.
Wish I knew why it will not let me hit the redirecting warp button. Every other button I've got works.
I don't know. Knight 11 is.
I am going to. Oh yeah, I mean, at this point, there's nothing else I can hit. Wild. Yeah. Never mind me.
Knight 11 is also going to fire on Ethan.
Pass.
Huh?
It's a pass.
Actually, Knight 11. Yeah, no, just Knight 11 will fire on Ethan.
Can I use a hero point to jump in front?
You may spend a hero point to have the benefit of the interposed advantage. Sure.
Okay.
Especially
Can I
since
get a hero point for
Portal
accepting
just
the
rolled a
one?
1 on his redirecting warp. So.
I will accept it. Can I get my hero point for accepting a 1?
Is that how that works?
No. I had joked about the fact that I've been tempted.
I know.
To, but
even if we
all right.
were doing that, it would still be no. I don't get it because the actual thing didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, so Keone will see the knight turn to shoot towards Crucible and will basically just kind of fly in or slide into standing kind of right in the way and just be like, no.
You
right.
You don't have to do that, right?
Keone, give me a DC 24 toughness save. I don't think you can fail that, but
let's see, toughness. There you are. That would be a 30.
Yeah, you're fine.
Imagine she kind of comes in Captain America style with like an ice shield and is just like, no. Very aggressively.
Does Knight 5 have line of sight on you? I'm going to say no.
I mean, he would have seen me where I was standing before.
Yeah, but he still doesn't have line of sight to fire. Knight 7 and 14 are going to team up to shoot at Keone. 7 is going to aid. And will easily aid. Keone, give me a will save, please.
How about a nat 20 with a 31?
Okay.
That's my girl.
Knight 14 will miss, even with the plus 5.
Right.
Knight 5 really only has a line of sight on Portal, so he'll shoot at Portal because you're the only target he has without shooting through the glass barrier. That is a natural 20 for a 27. I'm assuming you're going to try to redirect and warp that.
Yep. 36.
Okay. And he's a minion, so he can't critical. So, where would you like to redirect that warp to?
At this point, they're just going random places that aren't going to hurt people because there's nothing I can see that I can accomplish with them.
I don't know. Keone's not really trusting these scientists.
Portal, you can see the pawns, can't you? Pawn number 1 up in the top right.
Oh, I didn't realize there was one up there. You know what? No, I'm going to say I can't see it because I couldn't see it before
Before you shattered the ice. That makes sense.
I only shattered the ice in that one window, which means the other windows are blocked. So yeah, no, I don't know that guy's there.
Okay. Knight 4 cannot do a damn thing because he is frozen in place and does not have. Knights 3 and 2 are going to move up into firing positions. And then Knights 1, 2, and 3 are all going to fire on Star Knight. Star Knight, give me a will save.
Oh, you know what's good is that's my highest category.
Of course it is.
You're gonna do
Okay.
shoot me in the head? Get shot in the head.
All right. Knight 2 will aid. That successfully aids. Knight 3 will aid. Successfully aids. Knight 1 will open up with a full auto blast on Star Knight with a +5 to hit and damage. Fuck. That's a 14. That does nothing. I'm assuming a 14 does not hit.
It makes a ping sound. Ping, ping.
Pew, pew. All right. That's all the knights. I still have a couple of pawns. Pawn number 1 will. Oh, yeah. Actually, that makes more sense. Pawn number 1 is going to fire a grenade launcher. Right.
Just like
here.
In general?
Right here. Gary, can you give me a dodge save at a -2?
Is it selective?
No.
Oh, okay.
Grenade launcher.
Is there any way that my stellar shield, which I never use, a deflection?
So deflection cannot be used against area effect attacks.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, so oops, actually accidentally hit it twice. So that first one 22.
Okay. That will hit the DC. So I need oh god. That's a much weaker attack than I thought it was. Oh well. Do you have impervious on your toughness?
Not sure. I don't think I do.
Okay. Well, then I need a DC 18 toughness save. Area effect, Brandon.
Oh no, I know that. I'm not redirecting that. I'm just trying
Okay.
to get it to work.
Gotcha. 23. So you're fine. You tank it. And pawn number 3, who is mostly out of view, will walk away from the door.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I didn't even know there was a third one.
Uh-huh. And he will fire his arm cannon at Hexa.
Okay then.
Huh?
Said okay then.
I'm really excited. Like none of these things are being directed at me for like the first time ever.
That will not hit.
You that were shot at you. It just didn't matter. I don't think that 14 will hit Hexa.
But I'll redirect it back at itself.
We should have assumed that there was at least another one because we saw pawn number 4.
Jenny, do you have line of sight on pawn 3?
Pretty sure I do. He's down at the bottom left, right? I can see him.
Oh, I see where he is. Yeah, I can't see him.
And I realize
guess-
I do have impervious. It's under my protection.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't see it. Yeah.
It's weird because when I do the vision preview, it does not look like you have line of sight on him.
If you want to say he doesn't, that's fine. I just it looks like I can see him through the doors.
Oh, there you go.
Because I totally see him plain as day, on the map.
I think you must have vision from another character that is applying to you.
Okay.
Because those are walls. Yeah, that's a wall that you're going through.
Isn't there a door right here?
There's a door in, but then this right here is a wall.
Oh, I thought there was a door here.
So
That's like a.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't see then. I don't know why it's letting me see. Yeah, there must be another vision.
Yep. Anywho, the 14, like I said, missed anyways, I'm sure. So the scientists
They got one chance.
are going to do their best to get the hell out of Dodge.
One opportunity.
Huh?
Weapon.
Wait, so the scientists are running away from the fight? They're not attempting to do anything?
They are scientists. Even if they're evil scientists, they're going to run away.
I don't know. I don't trust them.
I didn't say that you should. I'm just saying that running away is not an indication of anything other than they got big brains and little arms.
And squishy bodies. However, inside the sealed glass dome, the scientist in the cat hoodie is going to grab Dr. Shannon Kane and hold a syringe up to her neck.
Okay, so weird scientist is
Is
bad.
it actually touching her neck?
Not yet.
Then that I can see, and I can put a warp right in between the two. Can I do that as a redirecting warp?
Yeah.
So I'm not actually redirecting anything because it hasn't gone through, but there's a portal there now.
Okay.
And she can make a perception check if you want her to see that it's now that the other end of it is at her neck.
She will happily fail a perception check.
Do these guys have like key cards or badges or anything that says who they work for?
You don't need no stinking badges.
Sorry, what was that?
Do these guys have key cards or badges or anything on their lab coats that say who they work for?
They have key cards, yes. They do not have like anything that is like a name tag or identifying
The
information.
Evil Corporation of Evil.
I'm sure you might be able to get some of that after you defeat them, but nothing that you can tell from just looking at them. Yeah, okay, so...
I wonder if I could
And
read
I
a
am not
magnetic strike.
trying to be subtle with it. I will say that, like, I'm assuming that whatever she's doing is deadly, and so I want her to know she is putting herself in a deadly position because I do not want to kill her.
Okay. Interesting question, though. You're effectively, because you're keeping it there, that's effectively turning your deflection power into a sustained effect instead of a
That's a good question.
reaction. I'm willing to let you keep it there as a don't try it, but I don't think you can actively redirecting warp then if you move it. Now, you can always make a redirecting... What?
I think what I want to do is put it up there so I can't use my redirecting warp until my next turn. But then I can maintain it as just a plain old portal and regain my redirecting warp ability on my turn.
Sure.
So I cannot redirect until my turn.
Okay. Which isn't going to matter because your turn's going to be before any of the bad guys, but okay. Round 2. Hexa.
Yeah, I don't like these guys next to me.
Okay.
So I would like to not be here, actually.
Okay. Well, if only you had like a broom that lets you move.
Yep.
Crazy amounts of distance.
And I see one pawn is still up.
2 pawns are actually still up, but...
Oh, there are 2.
There's got to be a number 2 somewhere.
The one who was down at the lower left corner who fired on you.
Oh, I can't see him.
Oh, you couldn't?
Nope.
You were right here, right?
I was like right there, so I was just like on the corner.
You should have been able to see him then.
Maybe I just didn't notice him.
Yeah. But anyways, yes, there is a pawn over here that is up.
Cool. I'd like to deal with him.
Okay. How would you like to deal with him?
Bang, bang. Blasting wand.
How unlike you?
27?
27 will easily hit the pawn with its dodge of 4.
Then that's a DC 30.
He can barely make that. I don't like that. That's not fun. Oh. All right. I rolled really good. I got an 18. And it's still not enough. What happens to pawn number 1? What do you blast him with?
Electricity. Fry his circuits again.
Okay.
Kazark.
That is a move and a standard. Do you want to do anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. Kyode.
Kione is going to go over the comms and be like, "Hey Tommy, have you figured out whether or not I can take out all of these knights yet?
I'm still working on it.
I'm gonna need you to work slightly faster, please."
Be nice to my boyfriend.
And then Kione will... Okay, so I've seen something coming from that corner. I just haven't seen what it is that's coming from that corner, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So she'll just, since she saw 4 and 1 have gone down, she'll just scoot back over here so that she can see 3. And she will blast him with a ice spear. And that is ice. Where are you? Is weapons. And that is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And then that is a DC 30.
Again, I need a natural 20. That's not fair. That is not a natural 20. What happens when you ice sphere that pawn.
So she kind of has some fun with it since she knows she can take this one out and she has not been able to take out any of the other knights. And she basically just kind of like throws like a couple of different ones and kind of hits him in both knees so that it goes down and then just hits him straight in the face.
All right. I have no more pawns.
Oh, there is no pawn two? Pawn two.
We killed Pawn 2 a long time ago.
Yeah, Star Knight blew pawn 2 right off the map.
Oh,
I can see far, far away.
that would explain why I can't see pawn two.
There is no pawn 2. There's
Well,
no
I thought
pawn
I
1.
killed pawn 2.
Or pawn 3, or pawn 4, because you've killed them all. Well, not killed, because they're robots, but...
I blew up pawn 2 with my laser gun.
Oh, then Star Knight must have been the one who took care of a different one. Pawn 4, maybe?
Took care of
I did
pawn
not.
four.
You,
I
Somebody
did
took
2
out
of the
something.
pawns.
All right, anywho. Pawns are no longer an issue. Kione, do you want to do anything else?
I mean, she really wants to start stabbing things, but she's not allowed to, so she'll just stay where she is.
All right.
You know, any
Mortal.
following directions, I disbelieve.
I know. She's
Make a will
trying-
save.
Me?
Make it a,
No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
Oh.
We've been making will saves, so it took me a second. Well, we don't have pawns. I want to keep my eye on the weird scientist. So, yeah, redirecting warp.
All right. Star Knigget.
So the Gatling weapons that they have, are they actually like holding them, or are they integrated into the armor?
The Gatling weapons that the pawns had were very much built in. The Gatling lasers that the knights have are, they must be built in because they're not purchased with the removable feature.
Yeah, so I guess my plan of chopping one of those in half is probably a bad idea.
I mean, you could. It just might take the arm with it. How much does that bother you?
Enough that I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
So I will move up to knight number 1 and just try to grab him.
Well, he's defenseless, so you will easily.
Oh, he's one who got iced over?
Yep. Actually, he's got a little snowflake icon on him.
Oh, okay.
If you'd like to change your action, that's fine.
Yeah, I would like to grab knight 2 instead.
Okay. 21. I'll let this in.
I feel like if this was happening in real life, you like walked up to the knight and you're like, "Oh wait, you're fine," and then you, whoops, my bad.
I mean, they can still shoot even if they're frozen, but
Yeah.
Knight 2, yes, will easily be grappled by you with a 21. So he gets to try to break out of your strength with what is your strength?
9.
I can never remember. Is it an opposed roll or is it static?
If it's a grab, it's a static roll. 10 plus the strength of the person grabbing is the DC.
Right,
For
that's what I
dodge
thought.
or strength.
His strength is slightly, well, actually, his dodge and his strength are the same. So I need a 19.
Yep.
Unless you have improved hold.
No, that's just the breakout roll, not the initial grab roll.
Ah, okay. I rolled a natural 1. So he is completely helpless in your grasp.
Very aggressive hug.
Very aggressive hug. Yes. Failed by... He is defenseless, immobile, and impaired.
All right.
You are hindered and vulnerable while grabbing him, but... Because, you know, you're busy grabbing him. You can't easily react and move to things, but...
Unless you have improved grab, then you're not.
Unless you have improved grab.
I do.
And then next turn, if you wish, you can squeeze doing your strength damage on him. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Spider Queen.
Okay. So from where Spider Queen is, she can see, I guess that's where the broken window is as well. Can she see that someone has a blade to Dr. Kane?
A syringe, but yes.
A syringe. Okay. Let's see if we can't do something about that. Oh,
Web explosion!
That's a big circle.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some big webs. It is... Well, actually, I guess I'll show... Does she see Portal's portal?
Give me a perception check.
With a 15.
No, you do not.
Okay, I think she's just going to try to move as quickly as she can then. She is going to do a web swing, pulling herself up to the roof, and she is going to let loose a web trap with a 30-foot radius that is selective, and I'm just trying to figure out the optimal spot for it because I want to get all the guys who are basically...
Okay, so I'm going to point something out to you before you continue with this plan. Yep. That the area that Dr. Shannon Kane is inside of, along with Weird Scientist and Scientist, is you can see through it because it's glass, but it's a sealed room.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So if you web bomb, you're not going to affect anyone inside the room.
Also, everybody out here is already defenseless and immobilized from another snare effect.
But they can still shoot, so I'm going for paralyzed.
Yeah, because his web snare can paralyze.
Yeah. So yeah, her plan is to paralyze as much of the knights as she can, because those ones that were paralyzed did not explode.
Correct.
I don't know that she can get the ones on the other side of this closed area.
You're coming from the roof, right?
Yeah, her plan is to like yoink up to the roof, do a cool flip, and then while she is flipping.
Yeah, I think you are up high enough that you can goop on all sides of the. I think you can.
Groovy.
Because you're a spider person and you're not just trying to shoot straight line. You're up on the roof shooting down.
She does whatever a similar creature can.
Yep. All right, so I see Knight 10, 13, 12, 11, 14, 7, 5, 4, and 1 all needing to make saves. Only Knight 2 and 3 outside of the range.
Knight 2 is there, Knight 3 is there, yes. And
all
it
right.
is dodge.
It is dodge. What is the DC?
DC 18.
Okay, it's not impossible.
No.
All right, we'll start. Oh wait, no, but they're helpless.
Does that mean? Oh, can they not dodge at all? I thought it was just that their dodge was 0.
Their dodge is 0. It just means I'm just rolling a straight D20.
Okay.
Helpless.
Yes, there, Eliza Skylar. All right, Knight 1. Oh God, actually somehow makes it. Knight 4 is no longer an issue. Knight 5 is no longer an issue. Knight 7 is no longer an issue. Knight 14 makes it. Knight 12 makes it. Knight 11 fails. Knight 13 fails. Knight 10 fails. So 12, 11, and I think it was 5.
14. I think it was
14. Everyone else is paralyzed. Some of them are paralyzed and frozen, which just feels rude.
Good.
Yeah, rude.
So as she is doing this, she is like she's going to web up to the roof. She will pull herself up and use that momentum to go into a flip. As she is upside down in the flip, she will be firing off these webs. And as she's doing that, she will be saying to the knights, "Hey, I thought you guys were supposed to be moving in an L shape. Check this out." And she will yoink herself up into the air. And mechanically, I can't land on his spot, but I like to imagine she's landing on top of the frozen and webbed up Knight 7.
I mean, you can put yourself on top of him.
Okay. So she will land on top of him, perch on his shoulders, look into that room at the scientist who has a syringe to Dr. Kane's neck, and say, "Hey, how about you? Do you want to see what someone who can move in any direction can do?" As she's like, got her hands raised.
You are a queen. Ah.
I might have been saving.
See what you did there.
Yeah, Weird Scientist is not loving this.
So is what he's standing, what Spider Queen and the Knight are standing in front of, is that a window?
So it is a door,
But it's got like glass.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's
Okay.
it's a door, but it's a door that is made of a transparent material, which I can't make doors transparent, so I have to make anything that is supposed to be a door, but that you can see through a window.
That's fine. I just want to make sure because I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do, so I wanted to make sure that that was breakable.
Oh, sure. It is most definitely breakable. Crucible. Or Ethan in
Well,
Crucible cosplay.
I'm gonna point my phase pistol at scientist number 5 up there.
Uh-huh.
And wearing my Aegis uniform, I'm going to say, "Aegis, stop where you are. Identify yourself."
Over the comms, I say, "I think it's pronounced Aegis."
Steve Kenson says Aegis, but you're the one who breaks the fourth wall, not me.
Hey, wait a minute.
I would like the worst of deception or intimidation.
The worst? It's a good lie. I'm wearing a uniform.
Are you still wearing your Crucible mask?
I have a welding mask on, but it's like a tactical visor.
Uh-huh.
Or a
All right,
welding
I'll
mask.
roll,
One
I'll
of the
roll the
two.
worst. I got this. Because I want this to work, I'm going to spend a hero point on beginner's luck.
Okay.
So that'll make my intimidation 9 instead of 4. So add 5 to this. And I'll spend another hero point because I want this to work. All right. Yeah. So 15 plus 5 is 20.
Okay. Scientist number 5 will throw up his hands and will not turn because he's afraid that that might be too much movement. And he will say, we work for Morgenstern, but we've all been kidnapped and held down here against our will.
Do I believe him?
I don't believe it.
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
All right, Crucible, here we go. No whammies. 24.
He is a lying sack of shit.
Nerd!
I know you're lying, chess club. Tell me the truth if you don't want to taste this pistol.
Jeez.
You just hear Keone swoon a little bit.
I'm not lying about who we work for.
What are you doing down here?
Experiments.
Oh shit.
And then Ethan, in a moment of clarity, is like, "Do you know Archer Blackwell?"
He was here for a while, but he's been gone now for a few months.
Does this pistol have a taser setting?
Sure.
Set your phasers to stun.
I'm gonna tase that guy.
Okay. Tase him.
Don't tase me, bro.
Yeah. Critical to tase.
Yeah, he is.
Super
I'm not even
tased.
going to bother rolling his toughness because you got a critical. He's tased.
He is tased.
Am I a gun guy now? I'm just gonna...
I was just about to be like, I'm over here like, why is he using a gun?
He is
I'm
now
really good with
taser.
this.
Okay.
I think I got a 20 with the last guy I shot too. Wait, double check.
I think you did.
I think Ethan's a gun guy now.
Oh god.
That is because I don't think it is set up properly. Hovering over it, it doesn't seem to be rolling the same type of d20 as it is with other weapon, like other rolls.
See that
There is something weird in the code. It's 1d20
See.
CS.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because I added it manually instead of
CS
importing
less 20. I think it's giving you a guaranteed 20.
Congratulations,
Button.
Alex. You
Auto
figured out
crits
how
for
to
himself.
load the dice and no,
No, that time it was a 2. I don't know.
No. All right. You're just a gun guy now, I guess.
Okay, sorry, wasn't trying to accuse you of cheating. I was just confused.
Isn't CS
Well, I didn't think
how
he was cheating. I thought it would have been an accident in any case, but
Oh yeah, but like,
how the critical thing works?
Yeah. Ethan's now the Punisher.
Like if it was CS greater than 19, it would show crit on 19? Is that?
oh, you know what? I think that's what it is.
I don't know why it's showing 20 though. That's weird. Because
the normal
should
is.
be.
Although your web trap also does that. It says 1d20 CS.
yeah, no, it's not broken, so it works fine.
Huh.
Sometimes roll 20 is weird like that.
It do be weird.
Yep. Anywho.
Calvin, you just called me the punishable? I don't want to be the punishable.
I am. There we go. I'm so far behind on the chat.
It's been very active today. I've been
Yes,
struggling.
I see that. All right. So, what knights do I have that are actually still capable of doing a thing?
14 and 11 for surezies.
14, 11, and 12.
And
3.
1.
And 1, 2, and 3.
Well, 2 is grappled by Star Knight.
2 grappled and impaired and helpless and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's just weak.
2's going to try to break out of the grapple. Although he is...
Bet he won't.
I'm sure he won't. He is impaired, immobile, and defenseless. So yeah, he'll try to break out of the grapple with his strength of 6. I believe now it's actually an opposed check.
Yes.
Don't bother.
Don't know that.
Yeah, his total is 7. So yeah, don't bother.
I mean,
you could roll a natural 1, I guess. Yes.
Now you put that out in the atmosphere.
I did.
Yep. So now I'm going to make you roll. It's not a nat 1. Yes. Knight 2 is still defenseless, immobilized, and impaired. Knight 1 is going to shoot at you. Knight 3 is actually going to take the better part of Valor and try to get out of here.
Dang it.
What a bitch.
Star Knight, give me a perception check. No one else is close enough to hear.
All right. Let's see.
I'm not.
You can give me a perception check at -5.
Sure, I'll take it.
Do their suits go off if they retreat?
Oh, perception.
Okay. Star Knight, you don't notice it because you're still busy focusing on the guy you're grappling. Hexa, when that Star Knight, or when that knight vanished off into the darkness of that corridor,
Yeah.
you heard an explosion.
Oh,
Ooh.
which corridor?
The one up by the big pawn, the pawn one.
Yeah.
So I don't hear it, but do my sensors pick anything up? Was there like a burst of like radio frequency to activate it?
You know
Like-
what? Yes. Yes.
I was basically waiting for one of these knights to terminate to see if
Yep.
it dinged my sensors.
Yeah, I'll say they do. I'll say that the radio frequency is something that your sensors can pick up.
Hey, Tommy, I think this is what you're looking for, and I will
Send
send that frequency.
That is very clever thinking. Have a hero point.
I use some of these hero points.
I was gonna say you're like impervious to everything, and you're just like racking up the hero
He's
points.
hoarding them.
I know.
All right. So then, yeah, Knight 1 can shoot at you. He will miss.
He will try.
Knights 11, 12, and 14 are all going to shoot at Spider Queen.
Reasonable.
Just say failure is a free action, but technically it's a standard action.
Will that 24 hit?
Yes, actually.
All right.
No, it won't.
No, it won't. Where's it going? Or is it just going?
It's still random places. So I'm only rolling it when it will actually hit someone, just to keep the game moving.
Sure. All right. Well, then Knight. The next Knight will shoot. I don't think the 22 would hit.
No.
And the last Knight doesn't come anywhere close.
They, however, hit any of the doors, like weakening them or anything.
No, because that would require Spider Queen to use the trick part of deception to get them to blast the doors instead of hitting herself.
What about the redirected warp? Can we make the redirect be at the door?
If that's something that Portal would think of, sure.
Portal's not thinking of that.
All right.
But if somebody were to, on their turn, mention it.
Well, I'm hopeful that I can shatter the door, but I was just hoping it to be a little bit weaker when I attempt it.
I have a way to get in there. Don't worry.
Yeah, I have 3 things I am going to do if 2 of them can't work.
All right. What scientists do I still have on the board? Scientist 3 is going to go over to a computer or a radio and start yelling into it.
Oh.
The booth is soundproof, however, so
Oh no, did the other scientist not hear my quip?
no.
No!
Damn.
That's such a sad thing to hear.
Dr. Shannon is not aware of the redirecting warp, but she also knows that she doesn't really want to be grappled like this.
Doesn't want to be a pawn in their game.
Exactly. And she is going to attempt to elbow the scientist who is holding the syringe almost up to her neck.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
Oh,
That
no.
So she will try that, which will make the scientist shove her away from her into the wall, since she realizes that the syringe is not currently an option.
Can I? You
What?
can feel free to say no on this.
Uh-huh.
She shoved it. Technically, that's an attack. Can I put a redirecting warp so that Dr. Shannon comes out of the room?
No. You could for a hero point.
I'll give a hero point then. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Boom. And let's put her right next to me. Seems like the safest place.
All right.
Hi, we're here to rescue you.
You're the Stormbreakers. At least some of you are.
Yeah. Well, all of us are. We have some new members.
I've been down here for a while.
Looks like that.
Okay. Hexa.
Well, some of my issues have just been solved.
I was just thinking the same thing because I was like, did Portal leave that open?
No, it's a redirecting warp. It'll close instantly as soon as the attack is
Okay.
over.
But I still don't like Weird Scientist.
That's fair.
I don't like your teddy bear onesie.
So here's my question, because all my equipment is gone.
What?
They're not on my sheet anymore.
That's not good.
But my chalk, it's a move.
Sorry, what?
Drawing it, it's a standard, right?
Yes.
Cool. Gonna fly right here. I have quick draw, so I will pull out my chalk.
That's weird, Jemmy, because when I open up your character sheet, I see it.
I don't see them. My chalk isn't there. My clay isn't there.
When you click on the little equipment tab?
What? Yeah, on my equipment stuff, it doesn't say any of those.
We'll deal with it during the break, but I see it.
Oh, wait. Okay, now I see. They're just all hidden.
Yeah.
They used to all be displayed. Whatever. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I think I collapsed them to make them not.
Yeah, I wasn't used to having them collapsed.
Okay.
I just couldn't find them. I was so distraught.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes. So, what I would do is I'm going to draw myself a little door.
Okay.
And then for exhausting myself or fatiguing.
Fatiguing yourself if you want to take another action, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to shoot Weird Scientist because I made myself a door.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Thank you. And sorry, remind me, accurate attack lets me.
Accurate attack lets you take away from the damage to increase your 2 hit.
Okay. Okay. Then never mind. $16.
16 is more than enough to hit
Weird Scientist.
Weird Scientist
Cool.
with dodge and parry of 3.
Damn.
Good.
I'm just hoping this guy doesn't have a bomb on him because he doesn't look like the knights.
He does not look like a knight. No.
Well, 'cause that's a DC 30.
That is a DC 30. Yeah. Yeah. So, at a bare minimum, she'll fail it by 10.
She just.
So she fails it by 18. So, yes, you blast the ever-loving crap out of Weird Scientist.
And then I'm gonna look at the other scientist in the room
Uh-huh.
and just go, can you call all of your remaining ones to stand down? If
It's
not,
too late.
put your hands up.
It's too late. The order's already been given to the Grandmaster.
What does that mean?
I open up a portal and say, everybody through right now.
As soon as he says that, and as soon as you say, what does that mean? Every one of the knights has a small explosion and falls to the ground dead.
Feel it.
So small explosion, so being grappled.
You won't be hurt.
Doesn't hurt you, just kills them.
Yep.
What explodes on that? Is it like the helmet?
So it is shaped charges embedded all throughout the armor on the inside.
All throughout. Ouch.
They don't take chances that someone will survive the cyanide pill.
Most of them explodes.
Their armor is still mostly intact. Mostly. I mean, the components are completely damaged, but like there's still like a shell of a person standing there.
So they're just kind of like creepy frozen in place statues.
Well, no, because the insides are more goop.
Overwatch, how close were you?
With the broadcast signal that I just got from Star Knight, I could have had something ready in, I don't know, another 10 seconds. We can at least set up a jammer, so if you fight any more of these guys, we can keep the signal from being sent.
Exactly. I mean, it's still worth continuing, but damn.
The scientist number 3 will, however, raise his hands like, yeah, no, I surrender.
What were you doing here? Do not lie to me.
You need to get us out of here, or everyone is going to be dead.
We're getting you out of here, but you better start talking.
We were working to use a modification of the DNA Ascent program in conjunction with nanites that we found in the bodies of people exposed to the Silver Storm, trying to find controlled ways of giving people superpowers.
You're insane. Portal, get us out.
Are we out of combat now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had already, like, literally before the explosion, like I said, I had already opened a portal. But do we have any kind of like jail cells or anything in our tower?
We've established that you can lock the bedrooms that are not currently in use and effectively turn them into cells, at least for a short period of time.
Okay.
Because that's where you were keeping Trinity for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna open one portal. There's gonna be 2 portals that are gonna open. One to one of the bedrooms and one on the outside of one of the bedrooms.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're going to take scientist number 3 and the Tase scientist number 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up the weird scientist.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
agree.
we're taking anyone that's alive.
Yeah.
How
Spider-
much time are you spending searching?
How much time do
Um,
we have? I will ask scientist free.
I don't know. Not long.
Okay, go. I have the broom. I can go fast. And I have move by action.
You do.
So how many people can I find really quickly?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I'm going to move tokens around just so I know who you are able to get. So there's Weird Scientist and Scientist 3.
23.
Okay. And Hayes Scientist 5. With a 23, you are aware that there was a scientist on the other side of the door that Scientist 5 had been trying to go through before Crucible tased him.
Yeah.
That door is now locked.
Damn it.
Huh?
Damn it.
You will also, if you look to the bottom part of the screen, you will see 2 force fields.
Where? Oh,
Yep.
there. Yeah.
Which, oh, I made them doors, not windows. You should be able to see through them. Hold on one moment.
Let me in.
I will be creating portals through closed doors and other stuff.
You shouldn't actually be able to get through there. There's
I
supposed
feel like
to
I
be.
cooked through.
It's because I had to just delete the door and I haven't put a window in its place. But
You're good. If
but yeah, you should be able to see that there are people standing on the other side of that force field.
Yep.
Saying, "Let me out! Let me out!"
Yeah, okay. While Portal's doing that to get the scientist, can I get a passway chalk to get into them?
Sure.
Cool.
I mean, it's a free action. I'm doing it to all of them.
Yeah, but you can't see down here.
Yeah, I can. I can see one of the ones and I can see a runaway that you weren't able to down in this area.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just seeing the ones over here to get them out.
Yep.
And I mean, mine's pretty quick too, if I know what I'm doing.
Yep. All right, so you're gonna. So you save the runaways.
Yippee!
You can get the scientist on the other side of that door.
Should I be able to see the portal over here or the force field over here?
Where are you?
Like right here.
I'm up here, but I can see that there's a force field here.
Well, and
Should
I was
be
like
able to
right
see
here when I started, so I might have seen that too.
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay.
What's in there?
At the moment, the room is empty. There is a sleeping bag. There are some dirty clothes, and there is a computer.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the computer.
Okay.
You can never guess what's gonna have what.
Yep.
We're missing 2 numbers of scientists, but we don't know that.
Now, you know one of them did run up the stairs over here. Down to the bottom, but
Do I want to run after him?
it's been far too long. You really have no way of tracking him at this point unless it's a straight shot.
Yeah. So no.
And there is a scientist that is in a room that you guys never saw the inside of. So
I am also, while this is going on, I'm gonna get on my call. I'm gonna get on the police radio. There is an explosion about to happen 2 miles below City Hall. Evacuate City Hall immediately.
Okay.
Spider Queen, having been on top of one of the guys, probably felt like a sudden explosion, like a jolt underneath her and flipped off of the guy. But then she will move over towards Dr. Kane, and she will, because at this point, like, just seeing all the other people that are gathered here, and there's a lot she wants to say, but she's trying to focus on the job and trying to disguise her voice, and she will say, "Is there anyone else in here? Any other hostages?"
Just the four teenagers who your teammates have already rescued.
Aaron, if I focus, can I feel a bomb?
Give me a perception check. And you have analytical, correct? On your magnetism?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Do I feel like my skill mastery 24 would be enough?
You have skill mastery for perception?
I do.
Damn.
Give me just the activation check on your power then.
All right, here we go. 11 to 20, it works. Balls. With an 8.
All right.
So I close my eyes and I try to get a sense of the magnetism down here, and it just nothing comes.
You feel a weird, like, humming coming from the force fields. Maybe that's interfering with your magnetic senses. Maybe. Or maybe it's just your powers don't work.
Man, I gotta go to therapy.
All right, so we have thrown the mad scientists and the 3 scientists that you were able to grab into a cell. I'm assuming you did not throw the runaways into the same cell as the scientists?
No.
Can I do something in the room with the scientists and the weird scientist?
What do you want to do?
I would like to make the room a little bit colder.
Oh, that's easy.
I would like to just use my cold, what is it, cold snap?
Try and refresh. It says offline.
Yeah, I don't see an active stream.
Streamlabs claims it's active.
Now I do. Okay, so the last thing that they heard was Kione making it colder in the room. So what we had started to do after that, but before we realized that we were playing for ourselves and no longer for an audience, was that Bella started to break down crying because this is the first time that she has not been able to save someone. And Dr. Kane is approaching the 3 members of the Stormbreakers who are older members of the team, and is going to say, I'm sure, about what we were doing and all of that. But can I possibly get a shower and something to eat first?
Absolutely. And I'll point her direction to the shower.
I can show you where it is.
Kitchen.
Whitney's just like in the background because she did not go very far.
Right. Spider Queen, you're probably best. Why don't you show her around? Right.
Yeah.
That's...
All right. So as you walk away with her, what are you doing, Whitney, as you walk away with your who you've not seen in
several years?
Yep.
She will wait until we have some space away from the runaways and the rest of the team.
I just realized if it was several years, she would not know who the storm. No, she'd still have heard about it from just like news reports and whatnot down in the cave. So
What? How many years has it been? Because we've been active for about 3 now.
It was more than 3.
Was it? Okay.
Okay, but she would still have heard about them from the chessmen, if nothing else, because of the fact that you've been fighting them.
We defeated them.
You defeated some of them. Okay, yeah. So, thank you for. And I'm sorry, I don't know you. The other 3, the people who were holding us captive had talked about them. There was a man with long hair and glasses, and he ranted about being thwarted by the Stormbreakers and Max Mars. But so I'm sorry. You are
The Spider Queen. And then she will try to stutter out a sentence and then just dart over and give her Aunt Shannon a really big hug.
She kind of awkwardly hugs back. I mean, thank you for saving. This seems a little forward.
I'm sorry. It's been a weird day, and God, all those guys exploded, and we did not want that to happen. But you're here, and that's the more important thing. And okay, I got to tell you something, and you might freak out a bit, but it's really important. And I got to show you something, and then I probably am going to hug you again.
Okay.
And she will pull off the Spider Queen mask.
Aww.
Whitney?
Yeah.
And she will hug you.
And Whitney is just in tears in this.
You were safe. You stayed hidden. They didn't find you.
Yeah.
They told me that they didn't find anyone else, but I didn't know, and I was so scared that they'd done something to you. And
I'm so sorry. All of this happened because I stayed safe. If I had figured out this thing sooner,
no. Don't blame yourself for that. So you're a superhero now.
Yeah.
Because of
the amulet, the one you gave me. I don't know, it spoke to me after you got taken. I mean, not literally, kind of more of a vibes thing, but yeah, I can do webs, I can do some kind of magic. I'm still learning it a bit. That's how we found you, actually, me and the rest of the team.
Magic?
Well, something close to it, at least. But hey, don't worry, I'm still studying actual real science. I'm actually going to ECU in a few days. There's a lot to catch up on.
I guess. Do the rest of them, do they know that? Do they know that I'm your aunt?
Oh, I mean, kinda, yeah, yes.
Okay, so I don't need to hide that when talking with them. I really do need a shower and food, but we have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but you really, dude.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. And she's crying at this point. I'm so glad to know that you are safe. I was so worried that something had happened to you.
And I mean, something did happen, but it was something good at least.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I was able to make this up to you. And I think I may need a shower too. I actually have not moved my clothes into this place, and I've been kind of in and out of the suit for a few days now, and I should probably go debrief or whatever the word is with the team.
So what you're
Okay.
saying is that was a really, really stinky hug.
Yeah.
I mean, Aunt Shannon is pretty much nose blind at this point.
Oh, the showers. No, I actually do have to show you where they are. And she will lead her aunt towards the shower area, and then she will go into describing like the various powers that she is capable of.
We lost the Alex.
Oh, yes, we did.
Oh, but he's coming back.
Hey, GM.
Yes.
When aunt and niece walk off, and that is all very cute and all, I say, hey, Roberta, keep a very close eye on that woman.
Okay. What else are people doing as aunt and niece are off to the showers?
I want to go check on Bella, but my camera won't turn back on.
You can still go check on Bella even without a camera.
Okay. They changed my microphone too. I don't know what's going on.
On the other hand, you're easier to hear now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell? That's weird.
I'm going to turn to the 4 runaways.
Uh-huh.
Hey, kids, why don't Uncle Star Knight here take you to the fridge, raid it, get you some food?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Fiona has already made her way to the kitchen, so they will, as they get closer, you guys will start smelling things being baked and made while she's in there.
They didn't feed us very well. It was horrible. There was this rat thing that brought us there, and
You're safe now. So let's get some food, and then we'll work on maybe calling somebody.
yeah, some of that could work, but I mean, Joey's gone, and Tracy, and
Keone also has gotten down and poured multiple glasses of alcohol, not knowing whether or not they're old enough to drink, but just assuming that they probably would want something. Because, she's like that kind of aunt. She doesn't really know
Ugh.
what the kids are allowed to and not allowed to have, so they can all have it.
okay.
I am going over to my room, wherever Tommy is.
He would have been in the computer lab.
Yeah. You okay?
No. I mean,
Will you be okay?
I haven't talked to you about it a lot, but this isn't the first time I've been involved in a case where we weren't able to save everyone. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I'm not going to fall to pieces. I'm mostly just pissed off.
Yeah, it sucks.
Like, I get the whole evil genius scientist thing. Hey, make sure no one can give away your secrets, but
yeah,
people suck.
Yes, they do. I need you to do something else hard now. I need you to do something else hard now.
What?
Hand the laptop. I need you to find out who's the next of kin that we need to notify.
I can do that.
I give him a hug. I give him a kiss. All right. I better go check on how this daycare is running.
All right. So, Crucible, you were checking on Bella?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop at my lab on the way. I'm gonna pick up one of my secret boxes of Thin Mints that I keep there for when I feel bad. And I'll go to her room and knock on the door.
And
Step in. Cookies first.
what are
It's
those?
not like he's ever had to comfort Keone before. He knows food first, then body.
Bella doesn't know what figments are, guys.
Oh, they're like skinny cookies that still make you fat because you eat the whole box in one sitting.
Did you eat the whole box in one sitting?
Try one, you'll see.
She'll take a figment.
Um, I know that was rough, and I'm sorry that I ever doubted what kind of hero you were.
It's fine.
And no, it's not fine. I was an asshole, and I want to make amends for that because you have the biggest heart of somebody I've seen who's new to this.
I mean, thanks. I was just, I was taught to cherish life, all forms of it.
I'm sorry that the people we fight don't always believe in that.
Yeah.
But as long as there's people like us who want to do the right thing, then those people don't get to win.
Mhm.
And I want to be a better teammate, and I want to make you feel welcome here because you belong on the team.
Thanks. I'm sorry for just getting so mad at you.
No, it's okay. I'm supposed to be pretty good at that. It's my role with Team Punching Bag. So anytime.
I don't think that's fair.
It's fair because I can take it.
Alright.
Except apparently he can't. Performance issues.
I didn't die.
So it is 9 o'clock, so I think that is just about time for our break. But before we go to break, Ethan, your cell phone, not your communicator, is buzzing with a text message.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
It is from your former stepmother.
What did I thought?
Hi, Riley.
It's a text, not a call.
Oh.
The text says, "Give me a call. We really need to talk." And it's ...
Oh
We
no.
really need to talk.
You had better not be a lightning-based bird.
And we'll catch you guys after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through our break. We are still the Untold Stories Project. This is still City of Destiny. Hey, look, all of our faces are actually in the right place. Yeah, when we left our heroes, they had successfully rescued Whitney's aunt from the chessmen base located far below City Hall. They were unsuccessful in keeping the knights of the chessmen from blowing themselves up, but they did take several scientists who may or may not have been complicit in what was going on there out, and they did save 4 runaways. So, all in all, good work, team.
Now, which one of the runaways has the pet dinosaur?
None of them.
This is a much safer situation then.
At least not yet. But yeah, so Whitney had unmasked to her aunt. Crucible or Ethan and Bella had kind of sort of started to patch things up a little. And Crucible, Star Knight, and Keone were babysitting the runaways. And Ethan had just gotten a text from Riley saying, we really kind of need to talk.
Yep, and I am not going to ignore that, because the last time I did that, I got my face burned off.
Yeah.
I'm going to be, like I said, walking back to assist with the babysitting. But as I'm going back, as I'm heading away, I think of something. And on my communicator, I say to Tommy, if you haven't already, and you probably have, but if you haven't already, contact Aegis and let them know about that base so we can get that fucker dismantled.
Already done.
Awesome. You're wonderful.
I know.
And then it's babysitting time.
Okay. So are you going to text her back or are you going to call her?
I'm going to call her back.
Kind of a Gen Zer, are you?
One who got his face burned.
One who got his face burned off. Fair.
And also, this sounds like a call, not a text.
Yeah. Okay. So she will pick
So
up.
that scientist said my dad was down there.
Yeah. She will pick up on the very first ring. Ethan. Hey. So, are you sitting? You should probably be sitting.
Yeah, I'm sitting.
Okay.
Bella looking over, just stealing more Finmints.
I told you.
Okay, shut up.
So, I got a call from Raina.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted me to put her in touch with the Sentinels. Which, because I work for Roger and he's funding them, I had the ability to do that. And I told her when I gave her the number of their equivalent of Roberta, although she's not a robot. I told Raina that she should probably call you, but even though I figured that it would be better coming from you than coming from me, I also didn't want to sit on it and not tell you. So I'm telling you, and maybe if she tells you, you can pretend that you don't already know. But you're being awfully quiet.
Just a lot of thoughts all at once. So is she trying to join the Sentinels, or just going to them for safety?
I don't know. She didn't tell me. I was trying to pretend that I didn't know that she had superpowers.
Right. I should probably call her.
Yeah, but like I said, I figured you should know. Um,
You definitely probably call her not when you're near your girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. Riley, do you know how to get a burner phone?
You literally just walk down to the corner store.
I mean, yes, but you could also just call from one of the phones in the tower.
Oh yeah, I guess people do have phones in walls, like old
Yeah,
people.
Bella will just look over and offer him the new one she just had to get after her mom fried hers.
Hmm. Cool, cool, cool. If your divorce attorney is interested, my dad may have most recently been working with Morgenstern Labs and the Chessmen.
say what?
I don't have more information than that. That's all I know. But there's a guy I tased. I'm gonna go have a conversation with after I have this hard conversation.
Okay,
Choo choo.
if I don't know that my divorce attorney needs to know our divorce is finalized, but
Well, like if in case you need like out, like if he's not paying his alimony or what, I don't know how divorce works.
oh, I got a very healthy lump sum, um, most of which I'm not touching. But
Oh, I mean, spend his money. Like you could use it to do good stuff, right?
sure, I'm really proud of the business I've put together, and I don't want it tainted by being something that I was able to build because of Archer's money or because of Max's money. It's because of my work.
That makes sense. I'm gonna file that away under my nepo baby. Brain doesn't understand that, but is trying to.
So,
Um.
but I mean,
Well,
also, I guess if my ex-husband was working with the chessmen, I kind of want to know, and also kind of want to know if he's alive.
yeah, I want to know if he's alive too, so I can kick his ass.
Yeah. If when you're done doing that, I think I'd like to help. Um,
The
okay,
finding him or the kicking his ass part?
either. Yes.
Okay, cool.
You should call your friend. I'm gonna go process, and also I think Roger has something he wanted me to take a look at. So, um,
Well, I'll keep you apprised if I have any updates.
okay. Click.
Okay, bye.
Just a little pause before Bella goes, should I not have heard that conversation?
No, it's fine. I don't know how to whisper.
I I guess it is my room, so I shouldn't have had to leave, but um
It's just my all right. So my dad's evil, right? Like
yes.
inherently because he's wealthy, he started off evil, but I think he might also be a supervillain.
Okay.
Um, and like that guy I shot, he said that he saw my dad down there recently, but apparently my dad can come and go, so he's not a prisoner. Obviously, he's like a chess based evil consultant.
Bishop?
Oh, I hope he's not a bishop. Oh my god.
Sorry, I was just going off of chess pieces if they're all
I
bishop
hope he's not the
sides.
king. You don't think he's a king, right?
Well, I mean, he'd have to be in charge of it, and if he's... Is he in charge of it?
I don't know. My dad
Sorry,
was really rich and he had robots in his house that made it look like he was still living there.
I really don't know what to say. I don't know anything about having a dad.
Lucky you. It sucks.
I've only had my mom.
Is she cool?
She's the head of the coven.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, she's pretty nice. I mean, a lot of her existence is kind of a mystery to my sister and me, but I think I think we made it into a challenge for ourselves, which meant that she wanted to play along with us. I don't know. She's nice though. I like her a lot.
She's not like a fairy tale, right? Like,
No,
is she a
maybe.
fairy tale?
I mean, she's at least 100 years old.
I thought 30 was old.
I mean, I've known other people. Sorry, distracted
I
by
thought
her
Star
GM.
Hunt was old.
If you thought that was old, I think a lot of the people I've met might break your mind a little.
The last wizard I met did break my mind, so.
That not
Also
wizard.
might be why we started off on the wrong. Sorry.
It's okay.
Don't,
Not a wizard
please
though.
don't melt my brain.
I don't have those things in my spell repertoire. Well, I mean, I don't have any spells in my repertoire, but you know, I have artifacts.
So, like, what's the difference between a wizard and what you are? A
So,
witch?
which, I mean, I'm not even like a lot of witches. I, so a lot of people can kind of do spells themselves, right? Like the magic's in them, you can manipulate it, cast that spell that you want. I don't have any of that. I mean, I have like a really little bit, but like that doesn't work in control, which is why occasionally things just don't work for me when I try to do magic like that. But I found out I was good at rituals and I could just study everything. And if you can make it a formula and do the formula right for the, you know, components and everything, it works.
Interesting.
So that's why everything I have is a little component. That's why I have like the clay, the chalk, the wands, the stuff like that, because it gives it something else for the magic to go through that isn't me. If that makes sense.
I think it makes sense. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. My sister's better at natural magic. She's always been good at that. My mom has too. Um, don't really know why I'm not. Uh, I mean, I know there's some reason, but yeah.
Well, I'd like to learn more about that sometime.
Sure.
I gotta go call
No,
um
yeah, you go call your
the.
friend. I'll go check in with everyone else.
Do you think you could like distract Yone for a little bit?
I've been doing that, I guess, for like the past day or so, but sure.
Cool. Just if she asks, I'm in my lab working on my box.
Books.
Don't say it's my lab because then she would know it's suspicious. It's my workshop. I don't have a lab. I'm not a science guy. Are you sweating? I'm sweating.
You go do what you need to do. I'll keep her busy.
All right.
Thanks.
Guess I'll go meet up with everyone else with the runaways.
So, Alex, what are you doing?
Gonna go to my workshop and call Raina.
Okay.
I'm gonna lock the door.
Okay. You will call, and you'll get sent to voicemail.
I'll text.
Okay.
Um,
As you are starting to text, there are already bubbles, the little dots popping up. And before you finish whatever it is you're sending her as a text, she has texted you to say, I'll call you back. I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Cool. Kind of want to talk about what happened.
Yeah.
Hope you're okay.
Yes, we should talk about what happened. I'm okay. Flame emoji.
Send a magnet emoji and a frowny face.
Sorry, my
That was an
girlfriend tried to
awkward
kill you.
conversation.
Huh?
I'm glad that wasn't an awkward conversation.
um, all right. So eventually, well, you have scientists to debrief or to interrogate. You have a friendly scientist to debrief. You have runaways to talk to. How do we want to handle all of this?
Let's start with the runaways because those are going to be the simplest.
Okay.
Yeah, and Keone is filling them full of whatever food she can make from the kitchen. So they're all
It is a
sitting at the
well-stocked
table.
kitchen, so.
Yeah. So they're all sitting at the table, and Keone's she made them something quick, some like peanut butter sandwiches, and made a whole like platter of them, and then is now making something else, and just kind of keeps going and just kind of keeps making things. And then eventually she'll kind of see Bella come in and we'll go, oh, I should probably go get Ethan too. And she'll turn to start walking to where she thinks Ethan is.
Kiana?
Yeah.
Might be a bad time, and she'll rub at her eyes a little bit. I know you're good at baking, and they seem like they could all use something. Could you, like, teach me how to make chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, well, I was, yeah,
Those are
yeah,
some good cookies.
that's fine. And then she'll come over and like start gathering the ingredients and like set. But she's like also kind of like, that's weird, but okay, like
Just part of it is Bella's wanted to learn how to bake and also is emotional.
Manipulation.
Well, the
Manipulation.
thing is like Keone doesn't know what to do with people that are crying, so she's just kind of like,
Feed them.
okay. Pat on
Um,
the head, and here's the bag of cookies. Like, let's go.
So while that's
Stardate
happening,
gets them something better to drink than the alcohol that
Yeah.
is poured for them.
they are devouring the food like a group of teenagers who have not had anything solid and healthy and that wasn't either slop given to them by a captor or dug out of a dumpster in quite some time.
yeah. So while that whole thing is happening, I'm just gonna, sit up next to the kids and just say, all right, what's your stories? How can we get you back somewhere safe?
Yeah, so I mean, I understand that like y'all are the like the authorities and stuff, but like none of us want to go home. We all, I mean, I don't want to go back to being captured by those guys, but like there was a reason we were where we were.
Okay, where were you? Because I'm assuming you're not saying there's a reason you were 2 miles beneath City Hall being tortured slowly to death.
No, I meant before that, before the rat guy.
Yeah, because don't know where you were.
No, I mean, so like we didn't know each other before we were all put in the cell together. But we talked because we had a lot of time to talk. And stories are not all that different. And anyway, Yeah, so um, I was squatting in the alleys near Yellow Brick Row, getting by panhandling and you know, they restaurants throw a lot of food away and um yeah, but um like there was this rat guy. He uh he he had some people working with him, and they grabbed me off the street, and then they put a cloth over my mouth, and then the next thing I knew, I was down in that place. There was like it was Joey and Cindy, and yeah, so there were four other kids there before I was. Um, they're all gone now, and then they brought in everyone else at different times. But like they didn't tell us anything other than that, shut up, stay quiet, and then every so often they'd come and take someone away, and you wouldn't see them again. Um,
And guys, the rest of you, same story. Living on the
I mean,
streets.
they'll all chime in, and it's variations on a theme, but
Okay. I look to make sure that Keone is involved in her baking lesson. I will huddle in and say, do you want to stay on the streets, or do you want me to help you find some places? And it's not like threat of, oh, how could you possibly want to? It is literally like,
yeah. So the one who was talking to you first, he seems to be the oldest. He's like, looks like he's maybe 17. He'll say, I don't think any of us want to live on the streets, but I don't think any of us are. I mean, if you call our parents, we're just gonna run away again.
I get that better than you can imagine. But the city has some resources. I have some friends. First off, do any of you have powers?
They all kind of look at each other. No. Okay. Although I think that's. I mean, I listen a lot.
Good.
I think that's what they were trying to figure out a way to do.
Give you powers?
Yeah, but based on the fact that the kids they took away never came back, and there was screams sometimes, I don't think they figured it out.
No. Okay. Well, I only ask that because that just rules out Claremont as a possibility. Well, we've got Prism, not prison. They've got some rooms for LGBTQ plus kids. If any of you ran away for that reason, we can look into getting you some space there.
Two of them raise their hand.
Okay.
There's a Chinese girl and a Caucasian, gender non-specific. Okay.
What else can Brandon make up off the top of his head? And Portal says that.
They all kind of look at you. I was gonna say, this was your backstory for Portal, so you don't need to have the details, but you can definitely just you have people you can put them in touch with. If that's
Exactly. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to come up with things off the top of my head because I know Portal knows of these things. This is his thing. And so he'll find appropriate resources for each one of them based on their situation. Does anybody got a drug problem? Does anybody got this? And be like, okay. Now, while we're working that out, we do have extra rooms here. So you will be able to stay here. I would say you'll be here, I don't know, week max, and then we can get you set up with something more permanent.
It's better than a cave off of a subway
Yeah. Or a burnt out warehouse. I've been here. I'll get you through.
Are you saying something, Aunt Puppy?
Sorry, my mic was muted. I said, Cindy will turn around and just be like, a week? We're going to need more food, Roberta.
Roberta will say, I'm already preparing the Instacart order.
Don't worry.
All right.
We'll get you set up.
So Portal is taking care of the runaways. And they're still, eating mass quantities. I'm assuming that eventually Whitney and Ethan will come back to the group.
I think eventually also at some point during that conversation, it'll start delving into like shared stories of like, oh, you ever got so desperate you ate this, and things like that, where it's just like shared trauma.
Yeah.
I will not come back to the group. I'm gonna keep trying to fix my box and waiting for that call to come in. But I will unlock the door.
Okay.
Whitney is going to make her way down. She will take some time before that, though, to just ask Roberta to get like a change of clothes for Dr. Kane. And then realize she also probably could have done that for herself and stopped secretly borrowing Keone's clothes, but that's fine.
I am so amused seeing the silent Alex pop off as this was happening.
Ah, I see.
Fuck, yes, finally.
Yeah, Cindy will have noticed that you've been taking her clothes, but is fine with it. She doesn't have siblings.
Also been taking her clothes.
Yeah, she doesn't have siblings, so like all she knows of siblings is from TV. So like that was always a thing on TV. So she just like is kind of like, oh, I've got sisters now. Like she's like all excited now.
I mean, you guys do have a certain amount of shared background.
As the third new member, Star Knight has not been borrowing your clothes.
I've been borrowing her clothes for months.
You just noticed? Oh, right under the armor. You never.
Peter has borrowed your clothes, but
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's gone both directions in that case. Alex, I see that you were making an art roll.
Yes, I did it. Finally. I fixed my thing.
You fixed your thing.
I fixed my thing. It's as pretty as it's gonna be. I'm very happy.
Okay. I was gonna say, those of you who are in dire need of clothing, Roberta can have something sent up from the mall that is on the bottom floor of the Emerald Tower for you.
I didn't even know that was there.
Cindy specifically didn't tell them that because she really liked the idea of them borrowing her clothes.
Fair enough.
I'm too invested in this running gag.
I mean, aside from the fact that occasionally Bella's just gonna go, I need something just a little different, she's probably just gonna keep borrowing.
I mean, that's fair. And it's true, you guys have never had any reason to actually be on the bottom floor of the tower.
I didn't know there was a bottom floor because I don't know anything about this world.
Well, and not just that, we don't have to exit through the bottom at all.
Right, no. I mean, there's no reason you would ever have been there, but
Hence why we had no idea what kind of vehicles we had.
You should know the vehicles. You guys actually saw all of those way back in season 1.
You think Cindy remembered any of those?
Huh?
Cindy didn't remember any of those.
I know. Say, Portal even grabbed one of the grab cycles at one point.
Bella's little game of like she's learning how to make chocolate chip cookies. She's just tried Thin Mints.
You're just having a whole day.
She's
so
still on the verge of crying.
Eventually, Dr. Kane and Spider Queen will rejoin the group.
Just in time, cookies.
Oh.
And she'll be like, wait, they're hot. And then she'll just kind of like touch the pan and
Bella just grabs the pan. Shit.
Yeah, and she'll touch the pan and you just kind of see it kind of freeze a little bit, and then you can kind of see steam coming off of them to cool them off.
I love the idea that Bella burns her hand first, and Kiona's like, okay.
Yeah, and she'll just put her hand over top of and just kind of sprinkle like little icicles over top of her hand.
Sorry. Thank you.
So Dr. Kane kind of looks at the teenagers and is like, we should probably talk away from them.
Sure, we could do that. We've got a conference room.
Okay.
And Cindy will look to everybody as they start walking away and be like, oh, I'll go grab Ethan. And she won't even notice anyone trying to stop her and will just start walking towards his workshop.
I stole as long as I can.
Yeah.
I did my best.
Whitney will whisper to her aunt, just pretend you didn't hear the name Ethan.
Cindy doesn't, she knows secret identities, but at this point she's just kind of given up.
They're real lax with the secret identity thing here. Like one person used to know mine, and now it's 8.
As you have like tally marks in your hand, like, okay, 1, 2, 3.
She was talking with you and knew you were magic, and then the magic hero showed up. She was like, okay, well.
Yeah.
The list got longer.
So Ethan, Raina has, or not Raina. Yeah, no, Raina. Raina has not called you back yet.
Cool.
By the time that Kione comes to your lab to gather you.
So
yeah, and I'm at the forge. I've got my goggles on, and I'm almost finished with the project I've been working on.
So Cindy will just kind of walk in. She won't like knock or announce herself. She'll just kind of walk in and come up behind Ethan and kind of put her arms on his shoulders and to kind of let him know that she's in there.
There's an undignified squeal.
Valid.
So cute.
I mean, it's Ethan. Do we really need you to describe it as undignified? Isn't that kind of redundant?
That's
Kind of his whole thing. Cindy, hi. And I'm just gonna like very quickly sort of put my hands over the thing I've been working on. Realize it's really fucking hot. Put my hands back.
And so with that, Cindy she'll be like, what do you do? What is that? And just will kind of push you out of the way and grab at it. Not obviously not gonna bother her because she can make it cold. She'll just kind of freeze whatever it is that you're working on in her hand, and she will open up her hand.
And it's a little platinum ring that has sort of gemstones in a snowflake pattern, with a sort of interspersed between the petals. There are these pockets of petrified snowflake that have been interspersed with metallic flakes. And a big blue sapphire in the middle is the center stone.
And Cindy will just kind of hold it in her hand and look at it, and then look at you, and then look at it, and then look at you. With what feels like forever. And we'll just look at you and be like, and you'll start to see her hand will start to shake a little bit, and then she will look at you and be like, "Will
Oh
you
no, I'm
marry?"
doing this wrong. What?
Yeah, will you marry me?
Uh, um,
You hear screaming from the other room because you forgot to turn off your comms again.
We did, in fact, forget to turn off our comms because Cindy was not. She forgot that we just like came out of battle and went straight.
Bella walking to the conference room and then just the
no, Kate got hit with an ad.
Sprinting to Tommy's room,
Oh no.
to the workroom. I grab his arm. I portal him.
Amy grabs the laptop. Ethan needs to see this. Why did you grab me? What's going on?
It can wait.
Okay, what's happening?
She proposed to him.
He turns his phone on.
when Ethan's getting grabbed by Bella with just the
So yeah, so
yes, of course.
So then do I give this back to you? How does this work now? And so she just kind of stands there awkwardly shaking and holding
I think I'm supposed to fall down, right?
the thing in her hand now supposed to do.
And Ethan will he'll come down on a knee and be like, he'll hold up the hand to get the ring to give back to.
It is cool now, is what she says as she hands it over to you.
This is
Thanks,
suitably
Kate.
awkward.
So yeah, so she'll hand it back to you all cooled and actually comfortable for you to hold in your hands now.
And like I got snow from the North and the South Pole, and I petrified it for you because it's the poles where it's cold, but also I do pole magnet stuff, and I'm talking too much. Will you marry me? And I'll hold the ring up to Q&A.
And you will see just like kind of encircling them is kind of a little snow cloud, and it's just kind of softly letting snowflakes fall. And you'll see her outfit will kind of start to sparkle a little bit more. It's still the same outfit, but it's starting to kind of sparkle. And a little tiny like snowflake crown is kind of forming around her head, and she will just look and say, yes.
More screaming.
Put the ring on her finger and then obviously like pull them up, and then it will be like the snowball all over again, and they will kiss.
Aw.
There's just squealing throughout the tower.
I think there's something wrong with the comms.
Yeah, I feel like there's like something like in the way.
When they say that, I burst in the door. Let me see it.
Yeah, and she'll just turn like with her arm around Ethan, and we'll just turn and show it off, and yeah.
Over comms. Okay, I really don't want to run all the way over because we're like almost into the conference room, but like congrats.
There's a portal that opens up in front of you.
Well, then I can jump through and go give Sydney a hug. Ethan too, because she's right next to him, and fuck it.
Yeah, so this is all making Cindy very uncomfortable. But she's trying to accept it because she knows that Ethan's proud of what he did. So she's like, okay, hugs. Like awkwardly, with, like T-Rex arms and like.
She's also not used to affection like that. It's just, okay, I'm gonna go back now, but congrats.
Dr. Kane looks to Spider Queen and is like, does this sort of thing happen regularly?
I hope not. It's been a weird week, so.
Yeah, we propose and break up at least once a week.
Yeah. It's just like a rotating door of proposing and breaking up. So this is me talking, not Cindy talking, but Alex and I have been planning that since like the end of season 1.
Oh.
Nice.
And just fun fact also that Jemmy messed up in battle what I was going to do. So we had to pivot.
Pivot.
Yeah, I had to pivot. But yeah.
Well, we made it work.
Okay, I'm breaking my rule. I'm doing it twice. All of a sudden, Portal looks off screen and says, "You've known since the end of season 1."
Oops,
all
we
right.
did not.
Sorry.
We did not tell Aaron.
No.
I mean, Ethan's known since he went back to his dorm with him and Tommy.
Ethan's known since he took all of his pots storming out of the dorm room.
Yes.
So there's that. And then she'll just look and turn at Ethan and be like, "Oh, I think also we're supposed to be in the conference room." She'll just move along.
Look, there's a portal right to the conference room.
Oh, you mean for like a meeting, not you? You didn't want me to do it in there. Okay.
Yeah. Like we have to
Okay.
go to the conference room together as a team. Not like you and I as a team, like all of us.
Let's go. Come on. We can do it. One foot in front of the other.
Yeah, for the record, we're not engaged to everybody who was here.
We.
Despite what people have said.
I don't care what Joy did to us.
Valid.
All right. So yes, Doctor.
As Portal is ushering everyone through the portal, he does give a little glance to Tommy as he walks through.
Tommy kind of seems contemplative and is like, okay.
It's quick, but he does.
You first or me first? Or actually, you know what? Never mind. Because what I need to talk about is. Go ahead, Doctor.
Yeah. Is everyone? Are we in the conference room at this point?
I'm assuming we have now gathered into the conference room, but.
I was like, aren't you the doctor, Aaron? Are you waiting for you?
No, she's just kind of trying, going, what? Okay.
It's going to be a little weird around here. That's kind of the norm.
I see. So, to begin, thank you for rescuing me. So, I have been. It's been several years when I was abducted from my home by, well, I didn't know it at the time, but by what turned out to be members of the Chessmen. They had noted the work that I had been doing and thought that it would be relevant to their attempts to replicate superpowers, which my understanding is something that they've been trying to do for quite some time. I was very quickly put into the position of realizing that refusing to work for them would be very poor for not just my health, but also for my my sister, her husband, my niece, any number of other people. I don't know how my work specifically came to their attention, but yes. So they've moved me around some. I don't know all of the different locations where I was, but I had been in that base for, I don't know. It's hard to keep track of days when you don't see the sun. They didn't give me a watch or a clock other than times where I was specifically timing something for. Yes.
Okay.
I know that some of the work we were doing was, none of it was legal. I know that people died. I think that was probably the reason I was most willing to try to go along with it, to hopefully prevent more people from dying. But what else can I tell you?
Cindy will ask, is your work in trying to make powers accessible, was it how are you trying to do that? Asking for someone who doesn't have nanites and was born with her powers. Or an amulet, but she doesn't know that we don't know that that's how you have your powers, right?
Bella knows. I don't know.
I don't know that anyone else does, but
okay. I was like, I didn't think that we ever like saw you use it in any sort of fashion. It was just a necklace you happen to have, kind of thing.
Yeah, she might not have specified.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a chemical engineer by trade. They were having me use chemicals to directly manipulate DNA. There were reagents that they provided, which I was unfamiliar with. There was also a variety of radiation bombardments they would try, and I know that there were other people involved in trying to reactivate nanites that they had found in the blood of those who had been a part of the Silver Storm. I was not working with the nanites myself. I worked alongside some of the radiation work, but I was focused on chemicals and that would mutate DNA.
I'm guessing all these guys avoided any sort of names or anything.
Yes, nobody ever used a name. Well, they called me by name, but no, they referred to each other by numbers. And
did their numbers seem to have a pattern? Or was it just thing 1, thing 2, thing 3?
They were in the 3-digit number range, but yes. And if there was a pattern, I never put it together.
Do you have a key card?
No, I did not have a key card. I would be escorted from one room to another. There was one other person I recognized down there. You, and she points to Crucible, you had asked about Archer Blackwell.
Yeah.
He was there for several months. The work that he did before he moved into administration was not entirely dissimilar from the work I did. We had been to professional conferences together, so I knew him, and he did not seem any happier to be there than I was. They kept him in similar circumstances, better than they treated children, but we were both clearly prisoners and clearly being compelled to do the work. But he was taken away. Like I said, time was hard to keep track of, but it had to have been several months now.
Was it a takeaway, like drag him out and kicking and screaming, or just you were separated from him and he was separated somewhere else?
We went to our individual cells after completing a day's, I guess, a period of work. And the next time they brought me out of my cell, they did not bring Archer, and no one was willing to tell me where he was. Yeah, okay, I gotta speak up. This is Tommy. Because this, and he pulls out the laptop, this was Archer's computer.
Damn, I did real good.
Oh.
Oop.
I gotta ask, who is this Archer Blackwell guy?
He's my dad.
Oh. No, he's...
And much in his usual fashion, he has found a way to ruin a good day.
We're not doing secret identities then?
Not outside this room. I'm but my dad's a touchy subject.
These guys are real good at kidnapping our family members, I guess. But you said he was some sort of prisoner too, right?
Yeah. Certainly seemed to be.
So what's the deal with the laptop then?
So Tommy says, so all of the work that was referenced on this computer was connected to what he called Project Ascent or Project Storm.
Wait, we've heard Project Ascent before.
Sure have.
Ethan certainly has.
Yeah, that's in my list of things that he was associated with.
Well, you said Project Ascent. What was the other one?
Project Storm. Look, I'll share the files with anyone who wants to see them specifically, but it was some grisly shit. Project Storm, they were finding stormers and figuring out what made them tick by taking them apart. Project Ascent was genetic manipulation. Some of the research went back to the 1940s in Germany.
Of course it did.
Always does.
It referred to some experimenting with uplifting animals, trying to give animals human traits as well as powers. It's grisly shit here. I can dig more, but yeah, this was your dad's computer. They definitely had Archer. The thing is that a lot of this was still stuff from his job before he was taken. So whoever took him knew about the projects he was doing and was trying to co-opt them.
I want to make sure I just understood you correctly, Tommy. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Are you saying Archer was involved in this kind of experimentation before being kidnapped?
Yeah. More as the administrator than doing the work. But yeah.
I think I need to be excused.
Genetic modification?
What was that?
Genetic modification.
Yeah.
What?
So, Doctor, you said they moved you around.
Yes.
So when they moved you, did they shut things down, or do you think it was more situation where, like, they moved Archer and you were still working? So are there other labs and maybe other scientists still under duress?
There while they would move my notes and my work with me when I was taken to a different location, each location had its own personnel, its own staff. I assume that yes, there are other labs that are still operational.
How many times did they move you?
3 times. So 2 other.
Did they give any indication of duration of time they were going to keep you? Or was it just until you figured it out?
I had the feeling that when they decided I was no longer useful, I wasn't going to see the next morning. So I wasn't in any rush to have them decide to be done with me.
Did you figure anything out?
Yes, but no. Activating the metagene is easy. Activating the metagene in ways that are at all safe and all right. How do I best put this?
Like I'm a toddler.
You can give them superpowers, but they die.
If I were to examine in detail your physiology, or your physiology, pointing to Keone and to Ethan. There are numerous modifications in your body that allow you to not just control the forces you control, but that also adapt you to being able to control those things. If the kind of magnetic force that you put yourself, you push through your body when you are moving a battleship would tear a human body apart under normal circumstances. There has to be, and I obviously I don't want to dissect you, but I'm sure there are many things within you that adapt and compensate for the forces that you control. We can activate the metagene, but it's random, and the compensatory mutations don't always happen. That was the amazing thing about the Silver Storm. The nanites that triggered mutations in all of those stormers did configure the host to use the abilities safely. Not perfectly. There were some hideous mutations during the storm, but in most cases, it's like the nanites were able to make choices, make decisions about what to do to the host. So, yes, we have ways to trigger a mutation in someone, but controlling it is hard. Impossible, really. At least so far.
So even if they still had your data, they wouldn't be close?
I don't think so. I don't think they're anywhere close to being able to selectively grant powers and keep the hosts alive.
Who would they be going to get next now that you're not an option?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been able to keep up with research, obviously, over the last several years. I have no idea who is currently the cutting edge names. I could do some digging. Tommy will then speak in. Yeah, and I can dig. There are now that she's reclaimed the legal identity.
I was just thinking, Dr.
Carol.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to get at, was whether or not she was going to mention those two.
I feel
Go ahead,
Yeah.
try to kidnap them.
great swell of pity for whoever tries.
Yeah.
Have to find out what an octopus's digestive tract looks like.
The other thing that I can tell you is I know that they have been employing Packrat.
Is that the rat guy that was kidnapping the kids?
Yes.
That was going to be my next question. Did you see this rat guy?
I did. I saw him and his people bringing in various subjects.
In all three locations?
Yes.
Man, we gotta fight the Rat King of Emerald City. That's scary.
Well, these chess guys seem pretty secretive, but this is a giant rat guy. How easy is it going to be for him to hide?
He's not giant. I mean, he's shorter than I am.
Well, yeah, but
That's
giant
big
for a rat.
Giant for a rat.
So was he rat first or was he human first?
So
Alex
who
knows.
has skills of either current events or superheroes?
I might.
I know.
I've got
superheroes.
criminology.
No.
Fiona knows magic and art.
I know a lot. I've just lost my character sheet.
That was a very low roll, so I'm going to
That was a
spend
very
a
low
hero
roll.
point.
It's the rat guy in the room with us right now. Says we're
Does
We all look around
history
suspiciously.
or pop culture work?
Sorry, what was that, Jamie?
Will history or pop culture work?
No.
Okay then.
But if you don't have it, I will allow you to just make a straight intellect check.
I would love to make a straight intellect check.
I would love to fail a straight intellect check.
There you
what
go.
about
Great.
what about science, Aaron?
Not in this case.
Indy doesn't even have intellect on there.
It's an attribute, not a skill.
Yet, not worth trying.
I had to roll just to see.
I'll
rolled-
carry the
I
team
rolled a-
home with a 23.
Yeah.
I rolled my +0.
So,
We got a 4,
Jenny.
5, and a 6.
Jenny, you are aware of a super criminal in Emerald City known as Pack Rat. Pack Rat does command a small army of goons. He is not known for big public displays. Like, he doesn't go into a building and say, everyone
No
was going to be
money.
conquered by the Pack Rat. The Stormbreakers have not encountered him. The Rook has mentioned in interviews that he has, fought some of the Pack Rat's men, but every time he's been close to Pack Rat, the rat has gotten away.
Is it just a man with rat-like abilities, or is he like? Because I'm just imagining the
The
thing from
kids described him as a
Zootopia.
rat thing.
I can show you all a picture of him.
Yeah, I'm just imagining the boss from Zootopia. They're the
One of
mob
these
boss.
runaways has to be an artist.
Hold on one second. I will.
Like 1 in 4 angsty teens are artists.
True. Hold on. Let me give you a picture.
And like 2 out of 3 angsty teens think they're an artist.
Yeah.
Because I'm like so deep, man.
It's on
And
my
then-
bucket list of things to learn.
And then, as I said, 1 out of 4 is actually a stellar artist. Show me the rat.
Nice. He's cool. Look.
Oh, he's so cute.
Okay, I was thinking more plague rat. No, he's actually kind of.
Yeah, that strikes me as human who became a rat.
Yeah, but he's so cute.
Kate, don't look at him.
Trying to reform him.
I will spit out what I know.
So. Uh.
I like that he has.
Kate, you're not supposed to look at him.
It's so cute that he has like little utility packs around his ankle and his tail. It's so cute.
Ale pouches. He's so 90s. Love it.
No, they're not symmetrical enough to be Liefeld pouches.
Yeah.
And we can see his feet.
So. All right. So, as you are discussing this with Dr. Kane, Ethan's phone starts to ring.
Of course it does. Wait, Ethan's phone or Hex's phone that he took from her?
Oh, I wasn't smart enough not to call her on my own phone.
Also, she texted you that she'd call you back, therefore
Yeah.
she knows your cell phone's number.
Ethan's fucking phone.
Ethan's phone rings, and we'll pick up there next time.
Ooh.
Well, that's gonna be a really quick divorce.
I just want to point out that Ethan's phone has caused like all of our problems this season.
Well,
Not all of them.
For the last couple episodes, at least.
The rest were caused by Ethan's comms.
Well, you know.
or Ethan's investigations.
Ethan learned a long time ago why be part of the problem when you could be the whole problem.
I mean, we can't blame the Black Stars on Ethan.
Did Ethan learn that, or is just Alex being Alex?
Two things can be true.
That's gonna be a fun place to pick up.
So, thank you all for joining us tonight. News around our network. Freedom League Dark is dark tomorrow, correct?
Correct.
But you can catch Alex at the Mutants and Masterminds developer chat.
Yep.
There will be a new episode of the Titan City Serials available through your favorite podcast player on Thursday. We will be back here for City of Destiny next week at our regular time and night. However, the week following, City of Destiny will not be back, but in its place, I will be running a very special Marvel Zombies game using Eden Studios' All Flesh Must Be Eaten rules. So that should be terrifyingly fun. Heroes, I'll go ahead and pass it around the table so everyone can say goodnight, plug anything you want to plug, and yeah, so let's start with the whole problem. Alex.
Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us. I hope you're enjoying our time as much as I am. I'm so glad Kiona and I got to do our thing finally. We've been talking about it for years at this point. Also, if you are not sick of me by the end of the week, I will be running a special 2-part one-shot over on Don't Kill My Character, Kate's channel, where Packrat is slated to make an appearance as the villain of the story.
Sorry.
Cool. It's cool. But yeah, you can catch her over on Don't Kill My Character. I'll be there Saturday at 7 p.m. EST, where I'll be getting to get involved with issue 9 and 10 of the Superhero Shenanigans storyline. So excited to show up, be a guest GM, drop a little bit of my shenanigans, and then sneak and run away. And with that, I'll pass it over to Aunt Puppy, my partner in crime.
I don't have anything. I will be here next Tuesday, and the Tuesday after that, and the Tuesday after that, and the Tuesday after that. So y'all are stuck with me. The only thing I have left is just make sure that you play a game. And I will pass it to Calvin this time.
All right. Yeah, no, I gotta figure out how do you deal with the superhero after you figure out how to solve their backstory problem. I have no idea where the character is gonna go from this point, which is both very fun and very terrifying. So yeah,
you're running into several flavors of my problem.
I mean, yeah, I think at this point she has to find new problems.
Or, I assure you, Calvin, they will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, I gave my character loving parents, and it's still screwing me over.
Yeah, Whitney actually, yeah, she really should be calling her parents. It's just been a busy day.
It's been a day.
Yeah, no, that's part of the plan for maybe next episode. But yes, I do want to make sure I shout out on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, please check out the Win with Dice channel, where we have gaming streams and tabletop RPG podcasting and all sorts of fun stuff. And then yeah, come back for Freedom League Dark next week, because I think we're getting towards the end, and I'm gonna be very emotional about it. So check that out if you want to see me, I don't know, cry on stream.
Who doesn't want to see that?
And with that, I will pass it over to Jen.
Well, let's see here. Well, we can all, start placing bets on how long before Portal just completely freaks out. How the hell did those two get engaged before me? Um, and yeah, things are crazy. I don't know. I got nothing actually to promote, so just as usual, be kind to people, especially yourself. And I will pass it to my name almost twin.
Thank you all for coming. I guess I should apologize for ruining the thing in the fight that they were planning.
No, it's all good.
No, you're fine. We had multiple backup plans.
But I always love being here. Make sure you take care of yourself. At least here the weather is rapidly changing, and I know that affects me. So if that affects any of you guys, take care of yourself. Do something that makes you feel happy. Don't freeze yourself when it suddenly goes cold and then gets warm again, because I am right now fighting the temperature. And stay safe. Gary?
Well, not a whole lot. Hopefully, I think Star Knight will sword something next week. Kind of took it easy on the knights this week, so definitely some sorting next time.
You can be up the
Is
map guy.
everyone?
So, and that's all I'm going to tell you all about that. So, all right. Well, thank you all for sticking with us. And that is it for those of us here at the Untold Stories Project. Till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Bye.
Aqua Calvin